What's going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you've been well. On today's episode, we're actually going to be doing another, I guess it's not necessarily an install, it's more like a delete. So I actually did this delete on my truck a few days ago, but I just forgot to film the process. And so I actually have my friend's truck here. He's in the house right now, but we're going to be doing an accumulator delete. So if anybody's not sure what that is, it's basically for the manual transmissions in the Tacomas. They have this thing called an accumulator, and it's basically like this buffer, and it makes your clutch feel terrible and sloppy and inconsistent. So what we're gonna do is actually delete it and create a bypass that goes straight to the cylinder. So it should help his truck a lot and just feel a lot better. I know I like it in my truck, so stay tuned. Since I did this install the other day, I'm pretty much just gonna be walking him through it, and it should be a lot easier and less of a headache now. Plus his truck is actually lifted a little bit, so it's better than trying to work on it on a stock truck. Alright, so for this first part, we're pretty much just going to unbolt the drive shaft just so it's not in the way and there's a little more space for us to work, because the accumulator is actually right under this shield. So yeah, we'll work on that and then we'll show you what it looks like after. So this is the plate that I was talking about. We have a lot more space now because we took off the drive shaft. You don't have to take it off, but it's just a lot easier to work without it in the way. So for this one, there's 4 bolts. There's 2 on the bottom and then 1 on each side. So once you get those off, we'll be able to take this plate off and you'll see the accumulator. So now that we got the cover off, you can actually see this is the accumulator. So what we're going to be doing is deleting this, and we're going to be running our own bypass from here to here. What we're going to do is actually drain this next and get all the brake fluid out of the way, because it's a lot cleaner and less of a hassle. Once we drain that out, we'll be able to take off the accumulator and then we'll put in the bypass. Alright, so while this is kind of draining, what we're going to do after this is done is actually remove this down here, loosen that, and then we're going to loosen the one on the top of the accumulator, and then yeah, we'll be able to take it off. Once you get it out, this is what the accumulator looks like, and this is where it went into the slave cylinder, and then there's another fitting on the top that we're actually going to tap into with the a brass fitting for the bypass. For this part, you're pretty much going to be putting on that brass fitting on the hose that's coming from the top, and then we're going to tap into that. Once we got everything bolted down, we actually took a wire hanger, if you guys can see it, and we kind of made like a little jig. So what I'm going to try and do is actually bend this brake line to follow this, and it should line up pretty well. We got our jig that we're going to use to bypass, and yeah, so pretty much you just got to get these fittings. And then I actually picked up this tool off of Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description, but this helps make those edges. Where is it? So it'll get a nice good seal around the fitting. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. So now we're gonna install this, and then we'll bleed the system, and we should be good. Now we're test driving the truck. We just finished bleeding the clutch and everything, and yeah, this is Michael's first drive with it. What do you think, Mud?
Good, man.
I'm telling you, man, it's a lifesaver, because now you can even downshift normally. It makes you feel like you remember how to drive stick.
Yeah.
See, look at that. You see that? That's how it should sound. Shouldn't be trying to like freak out and bog out when you're downshifting. So we just finished the install. Michael got to do the test drive. He's super stoked. So I'm telling you, if you guys are thinking about doing this mod, definitely do it, because it's worth it. And I was actually thinking about making a couple of templates, or maybe some pre-made bypass wires. So if anyone is interested in doing it, I can just shoot me an email, and then we can work on getting you shipped one, and you can do it yourself, because definitely one of my favorite mods so far, and it changes the feel of the truck 100%. So other than that, stay tuned for the next episode. You already know the deal. Like, subscribe, do all the things. Shoot.